Hi, I'm Paul Roberts. This is Conscious Counseling 101. And today I'd like to talk to you about being brave enough to realize that you're going to most likely fail if you do anything worthwhile. Anything worthwhile. The general populace is not going to identify with anything worthwhile. They're going to identify with things that titillate them and stimulate them and feel like it can give them benefit monetarily, things like this. But most people are not going to be interested in genuine quality offerings. Let's talk about how big of a failure you could actually be. I'm going for the record. I'm aware that I'm going to fail, even as I start. But in my failure, with the largest common denominator, there are going to be a few that I will succeed with. And I'm willing to be the largest failure in order to succeed with those few. And I tell my kids, don't be afraid to fail. Do what you know is right and honorable. You probably will fail, but in that failure, you will find success. I'm willing to fail. I know that within my failure, there is success. Most people aren't going to see that. They're going to think, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you, I'm willing to fail. In fact, in many ways, I must fail in order to succeed. I must fail in order to succeed. Let me talk to you about what I mean here. Let's take this road that I'm on, this road that's less traveled, and let's define heightened conscious-wise all the things that I believe that I can do and should do and will do, and all the things that I believe I shouldn't do. If you're familiar with the Apostle Paul, you may know that he said, all things are permissible for me, but not necessarily all things are beneficial. Well, I'm the same way. I can do anything I want to, and it's permissible and acceptable, but it's not necessarily beneficial. Many of the things that I could do to avoid failing or to be more successful in the eyes of the general populace, I choose voluntarily not to do, not because I couldn't do them or because they wouldn't be popular or help me to gain success in their eyes, but because they will contribute to a net that will encompass mankind. Now that net's going to be woven anyway, but do I need to be a part of the weaving of it? I would prefer not to, because I would see that as being non-beneficial. Those are acts that I could do, but I see them as being negatives to humankind. And so I choose not to do that. And my choosing not to do that actually helps me to be more of a failure. Let me tell you how. You can fill in the rest of the blanks because the list is endless. Let's take a social media thing like Facebook, for instance. I've been on Facebook for quite a while, and I've never used the like system. You can't be on Facebook and not use the like system, but I am. I don't advertise and monetize my videos on YouTube, for instance. How are you going to make any money? How are you going to be able to make things work if you don't make money on what you offer? I don't charge for my services. How in the world am I going to sustain this? How in the world am I ever going to gain any kind of success that can be considered success in the eyes of the world if I don't charge for my services? If I don't advertise myself? If I don't use the like systems? If I don't incorporate myself into all the tools that social media platforms and all the current platforms that tie in with people's phones and computers and internet services like this, if I don't use those services and all their ins and outs, how am I going to reach people effectively? Well, I'm probably not. I'm probably going to fail. But I believe that by indoctrinating myself into all these systems, I'm actually contributing to the speed at which they will create the net that will eventually trap us all and cause us all to be subservient to whatever power comes along and takes over that system that's being created. I am here to tell you right now, not only do I not want to contribute to the rapid system that's being created by my greasing the wheels in my own small, little, almost immeasurable way, I actually want to push it the other direction. I actually want to help others that find me push it the other direction. They could, as I can, contribute and live according to these means. Many people that work for the man and many people that run towards modern technology will unwittingly push forward with these means much faster than would be good for the rest of us. Because, well, let's face it, they're ignorant and they don't know what they're doing or what the outcomes are going to be. Their conscience is not heightened. They haven't even fathomed or considered what kind of outcomes could come from this type of behavior on a mass global basis. Admittedly, people don't know what's going to happen to mega information right now. Like say something from Google, or you always read about these privacy policies and everything. People don't know what they're going to do with the information yet. Well, we don't have artificial intelligence yet, thank goodness. But I'm going to tell you right now, once they do collect all this, it is going to further encapsulate us and trap us. Remember when the dot-com boom happened and everybody was so thrilled? Oh boy, I can get things cheaper. I can find out stuff. I do all this other stuff. Well, at first it seemed like it was all giving freedoms and abilities and newfound things that nobody had. And then the people that were the powers that be got a hold of it and started having it work for them. And they started making it what it was going to be ultimately. People were already there. They already had their phones. They already had their computers. They already signed on. They're already into it. It's all part of their life. They can't even go back if they wanted to. The world lives on these systems and services now. Now we have to. That all happened in a period of 5, 10, 15 years tops. I knew from the beginning it was a bad idea. The whole thing was a bad idea. But I also do it. Here I am on the internet. Here I am talking to you. I don't run towards it, but I do it because I must. Well, all people are going to be trapped in that net. The world is going to operate that way. One day, I think it was Elon Musk that was talking about trying to hook up the computer with the brainstem and trying to make it so that we can tap in with our mind to the computer. And then there's going to be artificial intelligence, and there's possibly going to be chips under your skin and things like that that will allow you to access these things. That's going to put you, if you have those things available to you, beyond the next person that doesn't have it. Or say your server inside you is larger than the next person's, faster than the next person's, whatever. Even if you're not talking about the chips in the skin or the connecting to the brainstem, just your computer server. You're going to be able to do more if you have a faster computer or a faster server. And people will be forced, in order to compete, unless they want to dig ditches forever, they'll be forced to compete with these things. That's going to further entrap them. I was aware way before anybody even invented these things. I was aware when I was a child. This technology didn't even exist. I was aware of these things even then. Why and how was I aware? I was aware in a prophetic way, but I wasn't just grabbing at things out of thin air. I was aware because the teachings that I had heard about even as a youth indicated through my conscious, not directly, but through my conscious, a road that I could take in order to see these things happening as they happen and register them in my conscious as I went along. Some of the teachings that I've subscribed to since I was a child, some of the biblical teachings, including Revelation, have made me more aware as I go through life to what these things are about. They've caused me to revere them. They've caused me to be concerned. I have not been able to have the life that I've wanted to have, where I'm not working for the man, without me cutting myself off from general populace controlling mechanisms. I've had to endorse some of them. I've had to sign those contracts and say you agree to the terms that you haven't even read, and that type of thing. I've had to buy a computer. I've had to use email. I've had to have a website and go to different sites. I've had to use social media. I've had to do so many things that everybody else has to do, and now we can't even get by without doing them. So I've been trapped like everybody else, but I knew going into it that I would be, and I knew there was no getting around it. So I knew the whole time I was going down a road that was doomed to fail. But instead of becoming better at it, I became worse at it consciously. I didn't try to do well and endorse the systems and embrace the tools. I literally used them only because I must, and used as few of them as I possibly could. This has caused me to be so difficult to find. As I speak with you right now, there's only 2 ways I know of that anybody could even find me in order to get any help from me, which is going to probably doom me to failure. But no, I've already succeeded because just those 2 ways have allowed a few people to come, and I've helped them. Those ways include titling my videos appropriately so that only those that would be looking for something that is valuable and important and worthy of gain for honor and decency and created mankind's heightened conscious purpose in life. Those are the titles of the items that I put up. So if someone's looking for that or sees it and they click on it, good for them. You found one of the two ways to find me. So there's something in their soul that was causing them to search for those things and they found them. I'm thrilled. I'm just thrilled that that one way exists, because I know that by the time someone finds me, they're already on a personal quest for self-help or conscious understanding or something that I know that I'm well qualified to offer with. The other one is free counseling services. Anybody looking to have someone help them, but they don't have money, is going to most likely type in free counseling services in various social media things, search engines, whatever. And if they do, there's a chance that I'll come up. And when they go and they see, sure enough, there's no scam here, this is free. This guy's willing to counsel and talk with me for free just by my asking. Then they've found me that way. Even that way is not very easy to find me, because most people that need help, and as far as I'm concerned, almost everybody in the entire world that's ever lived or will live needs conscious help, could benefit from conscious, heightened understanding of things around them. But very, very, very few realize that and reach out to anybody to help them. So that way is not going to help people find me either. So I've alienated myself from the standard practices that would link me together with others, because I don't want to use those links, because they're going to entrap mankind even more than they already are. And I've said to myself, this is acceptable. Why? Why is this acceptable to me? Because those that most need will find in spite of that, and they'll find first. And I'll be able to give them my undivided attention, because so few reach out, and they gain that for free because of those circumstances. What am I going to do? I'm going to succeed on the smallest level you can possibly imagine, and I'm going to fail on the biggest level you can possibly imagine. This is another definition of what life looks like on the road less traveled, or on the narrow road, entering through the narrow gate. This is what you would find and why you would find it. This video shows why I fail. This video shows why my insignificantly small, to the general populace's eye, success is worthwhile and meaningful, and why I do this. If you've understood this, you're either going to discard it, which you most likely will, and thank you very much, because you'll contribute to my larger failing with the general populace, and I thank you. I wish you'd come back and it wasn't that way. I'd be glad to help you if you change your mind. But darkness loves darkness. Those in the darkness help those in the darkness. I'm of the light, and I'm willing to help you for no cost. All you need to do is realize these systems and what they're doing and what I'm talking about here, and you will gain help. I will be there for you. I will be your friend. I will be your person that you can talk with about these things and anything else on your mind. And in that small way, that way that very few people will ever hear about or know about, you will help me to succeed in the smallest way possible. And that smallest way possible is the most guaranteed way that I can possibly describe to you that you're on the right track. This is Paul Roberts of Conscious Counseling 101.